the South is very hard due to the cultural difference. We are the Bible Belt. We're the buckle of the Bible Belt.
In the South, to be a gay male, I think, is a test to see just how much you can take and what you're willing to go through.
One of the unique things about being a lesbian is that we have a lot of power in creating who we are. Just by the basic fact that we are lesbian and gays, we don't have a lot of the other constraints naturally put on us, like what we're supposed to do and who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to look.
Hi there, and a big southern hello from Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm Richard Opp, and I'll essentially be your tour guide for the next few minutes. You know, Knoxville is truly one of the most interesting cities in the Southeast these days. We're known for a lot of things. We've got the Great Smoky Mountains and that beautiful fall foliage. Of course, we've got Dollywood and the University of Tennessee. Those Lady Vols are really something else. But of course, the men are special too. But what's not normal about Knoxville is what's spotlighted this week. It's a group that's daring to show its true colors.
True colors shining through shows that we're growing from last year because we were unified last year. This year we're more than unified. This year our true colors are going to shine through.
What are your true colors?
Today they're black and gold.
True colors. That was the theme of Knoxville's second annual Gay and Lesbian Pride Week. Last year's debut festivities were successful enough to draw over 300 people. But oftentimes the second year can be much tougher. So you judge, did Knoxville knock out that sophomore jinx? Just a glance tells you that everybody had a blast, and that's great. That's what a celebration of life is all about. But life isn't always a big pep rally, especially if it concerns a lifestyle that mainstream America doesn't totally embrace. So throughout this week, besides all the songs and parties and laughs, there have been a lot of reality checks to remind the gay and lesbian community what's still ahead, what issues remain unsettled.
A $4 trillion budget deficit that we're going to have to deal with one day, some way or another. We cannot spend the money on education that needs to be spent right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. The U.S. military spends $25 million to get rid of gays and lesbians. That's stupid. That is really, really stupid.
Services
like
for
AIDS
people
awareness.
with AIDS. And from what I've seen, it seems a shame to me that the community has to struggle as hard as it's having to struggle just to start AIDS organizations to help fight AIDS on a local level.
Or what about gay teens and suicide rates? The latest figures reveal an alarming 30% of all teenage suicides involves gay and lesbian youth.
If you think that all the images of us are negative, how can they be anything but depressed? Suppose all you knew of heterosexuals were rapists and child molesters. Why is it when we talk about traditional family and family values, we never talk about the rate of incest? That seems to be real traditional. We never talk about child molestation, which seems to be real traditional among heterosexual men.
But by many standards, Knoxville's gay community has made some solid inroads with elected officials.
It is hereby proclaimed Knoxville Pride Day. Whereas June 27, 1992 is to be known as Knoxville Pride Day. And whereas this is a day of recognition of the gay and lesbian members of our community.
Knoxville's been real receptive to our programs, and we've went out into the community and we've tried to show positive attitudes and positive reinforcement to the community at large.
The world is changing, and if we don't change with it, it's just going to stay as it is. And we need to make a stance and let things go on forward.
Now, another word for change is transformation, and that can mean anything from altering clothes to putting on a new face. Do you hear the word pageant in there somewhere? Right now, this is just an empty stage, but pretty soon it's going to be transformed into a regal runway. You know, we've had a lot of good candidates with excellent queen potential this week, but we're talking about one special royal lady. So hang on to those wigs and pumps, because here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner at the $200 in bookings and the $100 cash prize, contestant number 5.
And as our new queen, Mallory's charged with only one thing: to portray optimism and love of humanity everywhere she goes. The parade has come to an end, and it looks like there are no more speeches to be made, so I guess Gay Pride Week is over. But you know, it doesn't have to be. You can carry the whole essence of Gay Pride right here 365 days a year. And regardless of whatever prejudice you're facing, just remember that cool-headedness and love and patience always win out over hatred. In Knoxville, Tennessee, this is Richard Opp reporting for Gay Cable Network.